Hey, hey.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Church Bulletin Podcast. Yay!
The Tim and Sara Era is back.
Yeah.
We're back.
We're back.
It's been a while.
It has been.
Had a bunch of other people. We had Adam from Diocesan. He was there. Father Ross, has he been
Father
on?
Ross hasn't been on in a long time.
It's been a long time.
He really is still the pastor here at St. Jude. You can come see him out here on Mass.
Catch a sighting of him in the wild at Mass at St. Jude's.
On Saturday nights, you can always catch him checking the sound to make sure it works. So
He does that.
Yeah.
It's very helpful. We appreciate it. We appreciate him. All of those good things that he does. Father Luke has been on a lot.
Yeah.
We've had a couple of Church Bulletin insert episodes with him and I interviewing each other. We're going to have a new one coming up. I won't tell you who the guest is because she hasn't agreed to it yet, but we'll see. Anyhow, we'll see.
Well, speaking of hearing and the sound and all the new stuff here at St. Jude, the gospel this week is about Jesus making the deaf man hear.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It should have been the guy with the withered hand, I feel like.
Yes, Tim is no longer allowed to make coffee.
No, so the craft has that little thing. And so as I'm pouring the thing in, the lid, because you've told me, this is the thing, if Sarah tells you to do something, there's a reason. That's the lesson here. It's not about hot or cold. It's about if Sarah says do it, you do it because there's a reason. So Sarah's like, just take the lid off. I'm in a hurry because we were both a little bit later than we'd like to be this morning. So I'm like trying to do it fast. So I don't take the lid off of the coffee pot and I start to pour and it pops off.
Yep.
And I catch it like with my thumb. But in doing so, I like went like this and I poured the coffee. And you know, like in a craft, there's like that little area before it actually goes into the main basin. And it went like down one side of the little round part and then up the other and then all over my hand. And I mean, our coffee, when it's fresh, it's hot.
It's hot.
It is hot. So, put some salve on there that we found in our med kit. And it feels okay. It's a little stiff, but I checked. Everything's fine. So if those of you who are like, we're going to pray for your hand, thank you. I'm good. It just hasn't come off yet. So we're all good.
We're using the...
But I feel like you said before we started, I feel like I was just about to go box.
Or getting ready to box. Like
yeah, that's the wrapped hand. Yeah, exactly. I don't think I would last 5 seconds.
No?
I mean, maybe. I don't know. If I was fighting for something I cared about, maybe. Like, I'd have to Rocky Balboa it up a little bit, I feel like. But, yeah.
Well, we're fighting for our faith.
We are fighting for our faith. But, no, I love, we had Bible study this morning, and, yeah, reflecting on the gospel. It's interesting how the first reading and the gospel go together. But what's interesting about the end of it, and this is what we said at Bible study, was there's a line that, like, Jesus says, don't tell anybody. And
always.
Everyone keeps telling everybody. And the more what I love about this one is it usually says, like some of the other accounts, it says he instructed them not to tell anyone, and then they told everybody. But in this one, it says he instructed them not to, or to say nothing. And then it says the more that he instructed them, the more that he told people, or that they told people. So like, I'm just having this image of Jonathan Rumi or whatever, Jesus, and he's like, stop talking, and then they just talk more, and I'm like, this is how I know how that feels because I'll say that to my kids. Hey, like, quiet down, stop. Nope.
Gets louder even too.
Exactly. Or you're like, Tim, don't pour the coffee with the thing on. There he goes. So it's all about listening. But what's interesting actually is when it says that they talk to each other, it says that the people were amazed and they said, he does all things well.
Yeah.
He makes, and I encourage the people at the Bible study to make that your prayer after communion.
It's on the cover of the Children's Bulletin, actually.
There it is. Why don't we talk about the Children's Bulletin first? Let's just go there. Let's mix it up.
Okay.
Let's do it.
Again,
so what do you think?
It matches actually the cover of the regular bulletin with Jesus healing. And then we went into just opportunities to defend people that are being treated unfairly. Because there's some people that have disabilities or what is the correct, that is not the correct term anymore. They're candy capable, I think. That's another word. Yes. I usually get corrected by my daughter on the regular as I'm learning through the days.
I only know the ones for the spectrum because Carl my son is on the spectrum, and it's his birthday today.
It is.
So shout out to Carl. Happy birthday.
5.
He's 5.
He's 5.
That's insane. But anyway, Carl, if you want to meet Carl, just come to 10:30 Mass and try and sit in a quiet space. You'll hear Carl. But
Just sit in front of him.
just sit in
He'll
front.
enjoy that.
He's awesome. But but no, it's neurodivergent. That is the term for them. But yes.
So, but look for opportunities to defend somebody who, can't defend themselves, one, or doesn't know how, or
True.
is being made fun of by something that was not something that they asked for, right? It was a gift they received to work through. So
Absolutely. And so, especially in church, if somebody, like Carl, if it gets crazy, obviously we take them to the back. But like if, you have kids who are making noise, if, a line is held up because someone in a wheelchair is trying to go up to communion and someone says something mean or untoward, be sure to let us know.
Yeah.
Because we just don't tolerate that at all.
At all.
So, but yeah, no, do that. That's a great, but like, I feel like, it's a great opportunity too. I mean, even to, make a sacrifice for somebody, even, like I was driving and there was a guy in a wheelchair who had to come out into the road. And I was super annoyed with the person in front of me. Because I didn't see what was going on.
Sure.
But this person put their emergency flashers on and slowed down and actually just like tailed this guy for like the part of Peninsula Drive.
Okay.
Right out here because
Sure.
there's no sidewalk.
Right.
So this person slowed everybody down, and man, the honks and all that kind of stuff. I mean, for about 2 seconds, I kind of looked. I was like, oh, I see what you're doing. So I put my emergency flashers on. And then the person behind me, like everybody kind of figured it out, but like good on that person. Like they did what you're talking about.
Yeah. Defend those who just need an extra hand or, that something's not right. Then we go on to the saint, his feast day is the 9th, and it's St. Peter Claver, who ministered to enslaved Africans. So fun little write-up there on him. And then we have a part of the psalm, I will praise the Lord as long as I live. And I just love the picture. It was just a happy moment in front of a church praising. A little bit more on the back about Jesus giving the gift of hearing. If you can figure out what the sign language there, Erica found a lovely picture, which I would love to have ministry to the hearing impaired and have that back. So if that is something that's on your heart and sign language and would like to start that back up here at St. Jude, we would love to have you at a mass and help those who are hearing impaired. Then a prayer for the family. So shout out to any kids. So if any kids are watching this and you know what those letters mean in sign language, there is a hint in the bulletin. So pay attention that way. So anyway, but what did you do to my name, Tim?
Oh, I don't know. Someone hit enter. They weren't supposed to hit enter. So it's not, you know what it is? You know what? This is good. We can find the silver lining here is it draws attention to our new director of religious education, Erica Ray. Her contact info is now fully updated. So if you need to get a hold of her, and also it just shows the close partnership that you have. There you go, in the office. It's actually, I'm not going to lie, not to get onto a tangent because I'm infamous for talking too long in these things. We won't do that. But I will just say this. After working in a mostly male-dominated office at St. Jude, it's been really fun watching you two hang out. It's kind of like, yay! It's like we're civilized and cultured all of a sudden.
It's fun.
I enjoy that.
Yeah.
I need that. So we're super happy to have her here. She's fantastic. So, and of course we've talked about it before, but we also have all 3 deacons who are assigned to, the partnered parishes with Father Ross as the pastor, parishes for both, or deacons for both. So we have, of course, Deacon Dick Brogdon, but Deacon Miguel and Deacon Matthew with us as well now. Yeah. So we're super excited. The team just growing, and it's super fun. So keep that in mind. Also, it's not this next weekend, I don't think.
No, it starts September 15th.
Yep, September 15th, but just a reminder, the Mass schedule will change But that's been in the bulletin for a couple weeks, so we're good there.
If you have, we announced it this past week at Mass, Tim and I. If you have any Mass intentions for daily Mass, so there are Mass intentions open for daily Mass for the rest of the year. We have quite a few. So please stop in the office or see Tim and I after Mass or wherever. We can always get that
go
scheduled.
online and do it as well. We tried to make that like the main way, and it just turned it out to be more complicated for some people.
Yeah, because we have to call you and verify dates and stuff.
Exactly.
So just give us a call.
Give us a call. It's the easiest way. But there was a guy who called the other day who was like, I'd prefer to do this online. I'm like, okay, go ahead. And then I called him back to tell him his dates weren't available. So, anyway. So the family reflection for the regular bulletin, I guess. I don't know. We got to come up with a new name because it makes... I like the children's bulletins. We got to come up with a snappy title for this one, but whatever. Anyway,
family of faith.
The two parts of communication, but really applied to prayer. Listening and speaking. And my wife will tell you that I'm good at one and not the other. I bet you can't figure out which is which.
No idea. Good call, Katie.
Anyway, so give that a look, and it's something that everybody needs to work on, especially in prayer,
for sure.
is the listening part. We're all good at telling God what we need, or even just being grateful, telling, thank you, which is a good thing to do, but it's a two-way street, so be sure to take time to listen.
What's really interesting, though, God talks to you the way you hear also.
Yes.
Right? Like,
100%.
I'm not the one to hear in the silence. God knows the silence and I are not friendly. I like to listen to things loudly. So it's
God's
usually
coming
like
at you with like a megaphone.
They come at me on billboards all the time.
Sarah.
It's usually, mine is always not like necessarily something for me to hear, but to see. So, yeah.
I like that.
But
That's
God
beautiful.
knows how to talk to each and every one of us. You just have to let that happen.
For me, it's like, it actually will be, oftentimes it's a song, like on the radio, something that someone says to me, and it's like, oh, that's it. And what's funny is it doesn't matter which way it is. For me, it's just like Jesus says, my sheep hear my voice, and they know my voice. And what's funny is for me, it's very much like recognizing a voice. Like you, when if Erica says, hey, Tim, or team, as she says, it sounds different than you.
Right.
I know, Erica's talking to me, Sarah's talking to me. Like, there are moments where I'll be like, oh.
Because sometimes
that's God.
We'll just go all Timothy on you.
Actually, it's starting to stick. There were a couple parishioners who at fellowship today were like, Timothy, good morning. And I was like, okay. I mean, it is my name. It's not wrong. But Father Ross, Timothy? Yes, Father. It's sticking. But anyway, learn. So maybe that's a good challenge from the podcast. How does God speak to you, and do you know his voice when he speaks? For me, probably the most, I think, thing that blows my mind is when I have a thought that I know is not mine. I mean, obviously you have to discern, because there are other influences in the cosmos than just God who can try, like the world, the flesh, the devil, and of course the Holy Spirit. So it's interesting because you have to discern. So don't just be like, if you're sitting there and someone's like, something pops into your head, it might be like some like spiritual telemarketer trying to steal your spiritual identity. But yeah, like learn the voice of God. It's really important that you do. A great way to do that is to learn the teachings of the church and also the scriptures. Like God will never contradict himself. That's very important. So if you're praying and something comes to you that is contrary to what God has ordained as true, you're hearing something else, probably yourself or whatever. So be sure to pay attention to that. If you need help discerning, we have lots of stuff coming up in the school year, and then into Advent, and of course looking way down the road at Lent U. To help us
it'll
learn.
be here before we
I
know. That's the crazy part. Like it's always just like around the corner, and it's like there.
So this thing from Uno again, we're really going to start upping our game with social media. Father Luke and I are working on ways to just have the audio from the podcast so we can start putting it on other platforms. having more B-reel tape at the weekend. We're going to start doing some man on the street stuff, which will be fun. Lots of different things, but we can only share things so much. And it really get out there to it's great for you guys to see everything that we're doing, but for the people that that we don't know, for us to reach out to them, it has to go through you. So we just ask you to help us out. Feel free if you see a post that you like, whether it be one of our baptisms, which is on the next page of the bulletin, or something you're excited about at the church, share it. If you're on social media, hit the like button. We appreciate that. We love that. It gets us into the algorithm, but that share button, that actually helps your friends directly see it, your family directly see it. So sometimes it can be fun, to do things, or heck, even just send it as a direct message to people. That would be really helpful. We also want to pray. The funeral is coming up this Saturday, but please keep Michael D'Amico. We're going to be celebrating his life this Saturday. Please keep him and his family in your prayers, and shout out to Elliot Brody and Vivian
Kuklinski.
Thank you. I've been saying that wrong for 2 weeks, so I appreciate that.
I could be saying it wrong too.
On your baptisms. Well, you just went for it,
yeah.
So the confidence was beautiful.
Thanks.
Absolutely.
There's another baptism this weekend too. I'm pretty sure
we've had a baptism every
weekend
week for the last 2 months. It's been amazing.
And don't forget the open house this weekend. So exciting. Yes.
Very exciting.
Yes.
That's on the next, or no.
No.
That was on last week's bulletin, I guess.
It was.
But yeah, that's coming up, the open house into our parish picnic. But yeah, for now, faith formation registration is open. So if I was a parent that was registering my child or youth for faith formation, Sarah, what do I do?
Go online to the website. It's on either the front page, or if you go under life groups to faith formation, there's a link to go ahead and register. It's all through Flocknote.
So that's like 2 steps.
Yeah.
Very easy.
Very easy. The questions are pretty self-explanatory, and if you have a problem, give Erica or I a call in the office, and we'll talk you through it. Or
absolutely, you can call me, and I will direct you to Sarah or Erica.
Tim knows how to do it too.
It's good. Also, we have every month the diocese from the Office of Child Protection and Creating a Safe Environment. They put out different either articles or things. This is just a reminder that everyone who works for the church, within the church, whether it be staff or volunteer, are cleared adults, and uncleared adults are not allowed to work with youth in the church at all. And that's just that simple. So it's just a reminder of that, and a kind of a little explanation of what is expected. So you can check that out. And if you have any other questions or want to see what it takes to be, a part of the team for that, or what policies are in place. If you just want to look, they have a link there or directions to their website. Mm-hmm. Also, the Catholic Education Collection is, I guess for us, it would be in this moment 2 weeks.
It's like 10 days, yeah.
Yeah. On the weekend of September 14th and 15th. It's also Catechetical Sunday. And
Back to Church Sunday.
Back to Church Sunday.
It's Start of National
I know, it's like it's
Hispanic
all
Heritage
that
Month. It is a very popular weekend.
It's a big weekend, but there's going to be a second collection, and there's a cool little graph in there and an explanation of what that collection goes to. We love it specifically because it helps out. There's different things with scholarships, but my personal favorite is it goes to help faith formation. So that's my selfish, I like that. So anyway, but yeah, you mentioned National Hispanic Heritage Month. Erica, who speaks fluent Spanish, Espanol, is coming up. She was showing me some of the things that will be in the bulletin in a month or so, or a couple weeks, I guess.
During the next month, yeah.
Yep, and throughout that month, and there's going to be so much. There is so much. I've learned so much about just all of the culture down in South America and in the Hispanic countries, and it's incredible. So I'm so excited for her to share with us just a little bit about saints and different traditions, and it's really cool. So get excited about that. Also, you mentioned the Back to Church Sunday. You want to talk about that just a little bit?
No, because I don't know much about it. It's
exactly.
Father Ross introduced us to it.
Yeah.
So
this is interesting.
I think it's on how to invite people to church.
Only 5% I'm not that smart to know statistics. I'm reading it. You can read it as well. Only 5% of Americans have received a personal invitation to church.
Crazy.
We have how many people live in America?
A lot.
Lots. And so 5% is nothing. So let's do it, people. Let's go.
Invite
check
somebody
that
to
out,
church.
yeah.
You can always tell them they don't have to come back, but give it a try.
Bring a friend with you on the 15th. So plan ahead. Think about who you're going to invite. Invite them this week. They'll say no. Then you drag them the next weekend. That's what we do.
Kicking and screaming, right? No, that is not what we do.
No, we don't. We don't force anybody. But, one of the things that we talk about a lot is, our availability. What's interesting, even in the gospel, we're talking about how cool it is. He opens makes the mute speak, the deaf hear. Jesus is always on his way to do something, and somebody interrupts them. The disciples are Jesus, and then off he goes to do something incredible. So we try and be interruptible as well to the best of our ability. Obviously, we have tasks, things that we have to get done.
I have learned that with being able to be interrupted, I need to start carrying a notebook because then I will forget what I have to remember.
I keep losing my red book. I set it down somewhere, but I have my little red thing for that very reason.
I have pocket-sized ones that I think I'm going to carry every weekend.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Speaking, though, of that weekend, again, September 14th. Wow, it's all going down. There is Fiesta on the Square, which is not at St. Jude's.
No.
It's
at
over
Perry
Square, downtown.
Different square.
Yeah, a lot of squares, but we like it. It's good shape. So, it just says here, let's see, September 14th from 12 p.m. to 7 p.m. at Perry Square is the celebration. And so, check it out. It's going to looks awesome. So all the information is here in the bulletin. Also, we will have flu shots available Sunday, October 6th. So if you are waiting to get your flu shot and you haven't got it yet and you're like, ooh, that sounds like a good weekend to get it, you can get it. Also, this is exciting. I'm pumped for this. The discipleship groups, the Moms Group and the 12, are kicking off for the year. Moms Group's first meeting is September 16th, which is this Monday, I believe. Am I right about that, or is that next Monday? Next Monday. Not this Monday. Don't listen to me. Next Monday. So check that out. But all the dates are in there, so you can mark your calendars, ladies, moms. It's a really cool thing. Check it out. My wife loves it. It's a great thing. And then, gentlemen, we're going to meet. The 12 is going to meet on September 30th, so mark your calendars for that. Men of all ages 18 and older.
We're going to have the rest of those dates planned here probably by that meeting too. Yeah.
Father Ross encouraged me to not just release all the dates in the bulletin, but send them out to the guys who are in the group and that sort of thing. So that's why it's not in the bulletin. So they're there. We'll get it out to you guys. We have a few weeks. And then this is really cool. We want to welcome Rabbi Rob. How do you say his last name? Murray. Thank you. To the congregation, we're going to have a pulpit exchange September 20th and 22nd. You can read about that. And then there is this...
Speaking of calendars!
Glorious calendar. This was an oops by the computer, not Father Ross. Because Father Ross doesn't make mistakes.
Hopefully it's nice and bright and shiny in yours.
Yeah,
but on ours it's kind of blurry.
But hopefully we'll get the right one. We resubmitted the bulletin, so hopefully it'll be the right one. But from now on... I believe it will be around the church. It'll be in a bulletin at least once a month, if not more. We will have a monthly paper calendar with events in it. So a lot of people who aren't necessarily digitally inclined have been asking for this, so it will be there.
So, and just as a reminder, the calendar is online at stjude.church. You can go under calendar and find all of the events. And all the masses and everything are listed there. So we're trying to keep it more up to date, so that way the 12 will be listed on there. The Moms Group dates are already out there. Faith Formation. When we finalize a couple more dates, there's a couple things we have to put into place. We are kicking off here at the end of September, so parents stay tuned for that. That it'll be coming to you in a flock note email as we, kick off all that fun stuff.
Last thing then. With regards to Faith Formation, do you still need a teacher or two? We still need,
with volunteers. If you're out there and you still have been praying on it, we do still need core team. We still need some,
for sure.
We still need some people in the younger grades too willing or to sub or to something like that. There's a great starting team that we do have.
Oh, yeah.
That would love to work with you, and we will work with you. If you're afraid because you don't know how to, to teach, I think that's always like the thing.
Yeah.
Don't worry. It's sharing.
It is.
It's not.
Well, and we'll work with your strengths too. Like
sure.
if you're sitting there going, I don't want to give talks in front of, 50, 60, 70 kids, that's fine. You don't have to do that.
Right.
Like we can work with you. We will of course encourage you to grow, to become a better minister, a better core team member or teacher or whichever role you're filling. Of course, we'll work on that. One of the things about being on the core team is we'll have trainings once a month. And meetings to help plan things, but also to grow, to practice things and to work on things and that sort of stuff to help everybody be comfortable. But yeah, no matter where you're at, we will meet you where you are and we will walk together.
For sure.
Yeah, absolutely.
So
I think that kind of goes for everything.
Yeah.
We will meet you where you are.
Just come to the office
Absolutely.
or Thursday. Let's hang out. If you
Yes.
need a later time in the evening, we can schedule those around our day. We'll
Absolutely.
just have to have advance notice. Not always available in the evening.
Yes.
So,
All right. Well, thank you all so much for watching. And that was a fun one.
it was.
Thank you.
All right.
All right. We'll
See you next time.
Absolutely. Peace.